YouTube, it's Lena, and I'm here today with my Boxycharm. Before I get into the new one, I will review what I got in the old one last month. First off, I had these three eye gel patches from, what is the name of that brand? They were the South Main under eye gels. It came in a little 3-pack. I actually really did not like those. They did the job as far as like depuffing a little bit underneath my eyes. Unfortunately, they were a type that would not stay in place. Like I had to hold them down until I could go lay down because I had to lie flat on my back or they would slide off my face. So that was really annoying. So I used them up, but I would not seek them out. Next, I have this vintage Cosmetic, vintage company eye brush set that I did actually. They do work very nicely. You have the shader brush, which they wrote in step one for the money. And you have kind of the crease brush for step 2 for the shadow, and mine did get a little stained. And number 3, step 3 is Go Girl Go, which is kind of like the, under eye liner brush. That's the name I'm looking for. It is really good. I really like them. I did say that I was going to go insane if I got another brush set from them this month, and thankfully I did not get that variation. But I'll show you what I got in a minute. Next, I got this Pure and Boxycharm palette. Boxycharm Pure, I don't know exactly what it's called. But it is this really pretty palette. It's got that really pretty pop of blue that's popping up in a lot of... This blue is popping up in a lot of new palettes recently, so I certainly don't need to be seeking out any new palettes like the Kim Kardashian, Kim Kardashian West, KKW brand that she just put out that has like this pop of blue in it. And there's a couple of other ones I've seen that have like, they're like kind of warm tones with the pop of blue, and this kind of falls under that map. So if you have this, you don't need any of those. So I did really like it. They are really nice shadows, and the blue is actually really nicely pigmented. Next, I got this Pretty Vulgar Make Them Blush in number 18 Hush Blush. This is actually a really gorgeous blush. I really ended up liking it. The packaging is a little bulky, but it is cute, so take that for what you will. But the blush is really good, and it's, it's a nice kind of neutral color that I could wear with basically anything. And finally, I got the Butter London Double Decker Lashes Mascara. I don't like the brush on this. Like, it's kind of a gunky brush. Like, that's just how it comes out. That's just how it's made, I guess. So those are the kinds that I tend to smear on my face. It looks fine when I, take a lot of care to make sure I don't get it everywhere and put it on my eyes. But it's not worth the, $20 that it's cost, or the effort that I have to go through to put it on without getting it everywhere. So that's just my opinion. Next, out with the old, in with the new. So they slightly redid their, information thing this month. Instead of a little card, it's actually like a little fold-out thing. And instead of little little loose cards that give you codes, they're just on the back of this, which is cool. So everybody got a Colourpop palette this month. I've actually never tried Colourpop pressed shadows because I've had such bad luck with their Super Shock formulas, the ones in the little white pods. So I never picked one up initially, but they sent us one. Everybody got a different one. Well, there were 5 variations. So I wanted the My Little Pony one, honestly, but I'm happy with what I got, but I'm going to see if I can swap some stuff for the My Little Pony one too, or eventually I may just buy it. Anyways, this is the Golden State of Mind palette, and it is a bunch of really shimmery lid shades, which I am not mad at all, because I have enough crease colors and cream colors and all that kind of stuff. So, send me a bunch of super shimmery, glittery eyeshadows all over the lid. I'm totally happy with that. They are, as far as I can tell, I've only swatched it a little bit, really pigmented, but they are a little chunky, which I'm not surprised at. They are, a bunch of shimmery shadows. So I bet if I use a brush, wet it down with some MAC Fix Plus, or maybe just apply them a little Fix Plus to my finger and apply them that way, I'm sure they'll be fine. is I read some reviews on Colourpop's website of this palette online, and some people complained that they can't quite get the color payoff to transfer to their eyes, and other people said just use your fingers if you can't get to do that. So like I said, they're powdery. But yeah, I don't mind doing that. So I'm very happy to have that. Next, we have the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Vacuum Cleanser. We got the scrub a couple months ago that I'm currently using up. Apparently this has went down in price since they put the price on here, because on here it says it's $47, but when I look it up online it's $42. So, you know, cheers to that. I'm actually really happy to have a pore purifying mask. I have gotten low on those types of masks. I only have like a couple of little teeny tiny sampler things now. Like I've used up all my big ones, so I'm actually pretty happy to have this. And of course it's Dr. Brandt. It's probably only like half, maybe 2/3 if I'm lucky full. So this should be fairly easy to use up, honestly. That means I would never pay $42 for their products, which I've said many times. It's like, I like Dr. Brandt, but they don't fill up their tubes all the way, so I don't want to mess with it. Next is the Brow Gal, the Insta-Tint Tinted Brow Gel with Microfibers in the shade Brown Hair 02. I was initially scared that this would be too dark for me, so I actually looked up the shade online, and it does look like it will work pretty well. But this is the brush right here, which there's enough of a length in the brush to actually get in my hairs, but the bristles aren't too long, nothing like that. So this is actually fairly close to my natural hair color that is sticking out right now. I really need to re-dye my hair because what I have has faded really bad because I used a less than quality hair dye at the time, because it's what I had. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to have this because I made like a little mini bag in my makeup bag to have all the stuff that I could do to just a very quick kind of basic face for those days that I need to run out the door. Those are days that I just don't wear makeup. But I figured if I could get enough stuff together for like a 10-minute or less routine, then I could just do that instead. And so far it's been working. It's been making me wear makeup a little more often. But on those days when I'm in a hurry, it's a fairly basic look for me. But this would actually go great in that, because instead of having to sit there and do an eyebrow pencil, I could just whip this on, if it's any good. Next, we have the Tarte Pro Glow from Tarte in Sparkler. So this is a liquid highlight that you can like mix into foundation, or say, just apply it to your cheeks with like a sponge or your finger. So when I first saw this, I thought it was gonna be dark. But then, and when you swatch it kind of heavy, it is decently dark. But once you blend it out, like you get it nice and blended out, it actually looks like it would work as a highlight. And it would certainly work as a foundation mixer as well. I was initially like really scared of it, but I also looked it up and realized that is the lighter of the 3 colors that they would have sent. Like here are the colors on the bottom, the 3 options of colors that we had. Those were all fairly dark. I was kind of annoyed by that because I was thinking like, oh, well, maybe I can swap somebody for a lighter color online. And then it's like, well, no, not really. Because they're all kind of snake and dark. But I'm pretty sure I can make that work. And unlike the Becca in Prosecco Pop, I think it was, no, it was Champagne Pop. That sucker is hella orange on me. That is at least not orange if I don't blend it out. So I think we can make that work. And finally, they sent me the Odesse High Definition Liquid Lipstick. I unfortunately have no idea what color this is. Like, it's nowhere on the packaging. So I will have to insert the name color right here if I can ever find it. So it's just like a kind of neutrally pinky browny color. It does smell really good. Like, it has that little bit of a liquid lipstick smell, but it was scented with something sweet that makes it a lot more palatable. But a neutral, fairly neutral lip with all of these shimmer shades actually kind of makes sense from at least most people's perspectives in doing makeup. So that is it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I do really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye!